Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to go through whether I think, just my opinion, whether I think that Fairy Tail, is it a good anime? Now, I've just recently rewatched Fairy Tail for only like the second or third time with my girlfriend. So it's pretty fresh in my mind. I feel like I have a bit more of an understanding because I stopped watching it and read the manga when it hadn't completely finished airing. I don't really like reading the manga for things. I much prefer to watch them than to read the manga, but I couldn't wait, so I ended up reading the manga for it, and I wasn't particularly a fan of the ending. Well, actually, I didn't mind the ending. It was the end fight. I was kind of it was a bit shaky for me, but I've rewatched it. I kind of feel a bit better about it now. Yeah, I'm gonna go through whether or not I think if Fairy Tail is a good anime or not. So, for all of you who haven't seen Fairy Tail, it's all about magic. So basically, there's ether in the world, and ether creates magic. People in this world have different kinds of magic. So you've got, for example, Natsu, who's the main character. He has dragon magic, well, fire dragon magic to be precise, fire dragon slayer magic to be even more precise. And there's different kind of magic. There's gravity magic, there's wind magic, there's crash magic, there's time magic. I don't know, I could go on forever. There's so much, like, so many different kinds. There's re-equipping, which one of the main characters has. There's ice magic, there's sky dragon magic. So basically, Dragon Slayer magic, the Dragon Slayers, they're kind of like the main part of it. So obviously Natsu being the main character, and then you've got, for example, there's a girl called Wendy who comes into a bit later on. She's a Dragon Slayer. Then you've got this guy called Gargiel, who's an Iron Dragon Slayer. Then you've got the Twin Dragons, which is Sting and Rogue, which are like white and white and Shadow. So you've got a bunch of different kinds of magic. It all revolves basically mainly around Natsu, but around the Dragon Slayers as a whole. They're kind of like the main part of where the story comes into. So I only have a few problems with the show. The biggest glaring one, which is, everybody says the same thing, is there's some stuff that happens in that show where it definitely shouldn't have happened that way. But it's kind of, to put it in the best term, kind of bullshit. So basically what they'll do is Natsu or Urza, who's another main character, or any main character, will be fighting someone. They'll be getting their asses beat, badly, they're not even close to winning the fight. And then all of a sudden it's, oh, my friends need me. Oh, you spoke bad about my friends, huh? And then all of a sudden they get this boost of, magic, and all of a sudden they're kicking the other person's ass. Where'd that come from? Where was that 20 minutes ago when you were getting your ass beat? It doesn't make sense. But basically, a lot of the show is the characters get beat, then all of a sudden it's, oh, my friends, how dare you hurt them? How dare you make fun of my friends? Now I'm angry, now I've got all this magic that I didn't have 5 minutes ago. That's the only problem with the show, as far as I can see. It is stupid sometimes, and it just makes no sense. Natsu is fair enough because technically his magic is a lost magic. It's called the Flames of Emotion, so the more emotion he feels, the stronger his magic is. So that kind of makes sense, but the rest of them do it a lot as well. Urza does it a crap ton. I'm not going to spoil it because this is kind of later on in the show, but there's straight up a point where two main characters are fighting in their strongest forms, super. Bear in mind, Urza is no weakling. Urza is a terrifyingly scary, strong woman. She's one of the strongest characters in the show. But nonetheless, even for her to do this was kind of bullshit. So they're super powerful, and they're about to fight each other for a reason I will not explain. And she kind of jumps in the middle and just does this, and just catches both of their hands and just stops both of their attacks. And I was like, what? It doesn't really make sense at all, because I'm like, there's no way you should have been able to do that. God just be like, oh, you idiots, stop fighting. And then they're just like, oh my god, yeah, you're right, what are we doing? And all of a sudden everything's fine again, and they're completely back to normal. Like, that's the only main problem I have with Fairy Tail. It's kind of bullshit. But yeah. If you can get past that, if you can get past the whole, because it happens a lot, the whole power of friendship thing. It is the strongest force. Even God himself cannot compete with it, apparently. So, which is not a spoiler. I'm not saying God is in this show, because God is not in this show. But just saying, in any anime, like the power of friendship, or the power of a small council of children in a high school, no one can compete. They are the pinnacle of this universe. So yeah, as long as you can get past that though, you'll be fine. Like, I think it's a good show. I think it's absolutely hilarious. Like, I find myself laughing at the show a lot, like, because it's just so stupid. And they say the main characters, especially Gray and Natsu, who are kind of like best friends but also rivals at the same time. It's too funny the way they go on with each other, because they're both terrified and scared of Urza. So every time she's on the screen, they pretend like they're the best of friends, and as soon as she has her back to them, obviously they start fighting each other. It's quite funny. There's a couple of like background moments where it's pretty good. But yeah, let's say as long as you can get past that, I think people will enjoy the show. As long as you like magic, as long as you like, I think later on, especially because at the beginning, it's kind of hard to explain, but when they would use like special moves, they would always have like the same cutscene playing. So for example, one of Natsu's move is like Fire Dragon's Roar. So this same cutscene would always play where, like, he like stamps on the floor and he puts his hand like this, and the magic circle will appear and he'll, blow the fire out. But it kind of just means like it's so stagnant, because like that cutscene will happen and then it'll cut to like him hitting them. So you can't really have like a good fight scene when that kind of stuff's happening. But later on, it does change where he just starts, blasting fire out of his mouth, and, you don't get the cutscene, you don't really get the magic circles. I had no problem with the magic circles were fine, and they're still in it without the show. Like, they never go away. But, like, it gets to the point where Natsu doesn't really use, like, the magic circles to, like, blow the fire out and stuff like that. So you can actually have a good fight scene where he can go from punching someone into the sky, for example, and then jump up and straight into like a Fire Dragon's Roar, rather than, jump up and then a cutscene plays and then you're just like, oh, why? I've seen this cutscene a million times. But yeah, that was a bit annoying at the beginning, but again, they get rid of that, so they've even progressed on that, which is absolutely great. But this is just an aside, this has nothing really to do with the show, but if you do plan on watching it, I would watch it semi-quick, because they are bringing out the 100-year quest, which is really cool, because it's another part of the story is like they're in guilds, so like all them, like the magicians and the wizards and all that, they're all in guilds. And some guilds are evil, as you would probably guess. Some guilds are good, Fairy Tail being the main guild where Natsu and all that from. And they make money by taking quests, and yeah, they just do the quest, get the money for it, or they're called jewels in this. Even the female character becomes, because normally you get like the female character kind of just drops off and just becomes boring, because Urza's not the main female character. She's the main character and she's in it a lot. But technically Lucy's supposed to be the main character, I'm pretty sure. But Natsu's always the main character in it, so I don't know why they try to make her the main character, because she's not. Yeah, no, even she becomes useful and she gets better magic. She uses like celestial magic, so she has celestial keys. You get silver keys, which are just kind of like normal crappy keys, and you get the 12 zodiac keys, which are like golden ones, and basically she wants to collect all of them. And even like I said, even she becomes a lot more prominent and she gets a lot stronger later on. But yeah, if you want to watch it semi-quick, because I think it comes out maybe this year, maybe next year. I can't, it's soon-ish, I'm hoping. That you get the 100-year quest, so you can watch that as well. I read the manga a little bit, and it seems like it's going to be interesting from what I read. So I've just hit my mic. Fun times. But I would give Fairy Tail a solid, I'd say like 8 out of 10. It's got comedy, which I love. It has fight scenes, which I love. It doesn't have titties, which if you watch my last video, those are the 3 things that I look for in an anime. It doesn't have them, but which is another thing that Fairy Tail kind of gets slandered for. It has a lot of fan service. so it never actually shows anything. But there's a lot of times where, especially Lucy, is just pretty much naked and just sort of covering herself like this, and it happens a lot. So it got a bit slandered for that because people were just kind of annoyed by it. I can't tell if they were annoyed because they you know, it was they just couldn't say anything and they could almost say it, so it was annoying them, or they just didn't feel like it should have been an integral part of the show as much as it is. But her clothes get blasted or melted or just shredded off her way too many times. It's hilarious. Yeah, so that's probably the only two like things I have with the show. And yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. Like I say, the end fight, I thought it was stupid because I'm not gonna. Well, the end fight is to do with this dragon called Acnologia, which, you know, once you see Acnologia, you'll know for well that's gonna be the end fight. When they first see him, they get their asses just penetrated. But yeah, he's the end fight, and there's stuff about him that I won't, because that is spoilers. There's stuff about him that I'm not going to explain, but the way they beat him is kind of the only way they could have beat him. The only thing I hated is it's sort of like two separate fights going on at once. It's like his physical body's fighting, but then his like mental body is like his mental self is also fighting. So it's like two separate fights going on. That like the Dragon Slayers are kind of fighting the mental side, and like everybody else is sort of fighting the physical side. It's weird, but like I said, I'm not going to explain it. And I didn't mind the end fight, but me and Steven, me and my friend, we both came up with an ending that should have happened. That's something Natsu should have done, which would have made that fight worth it. But it was kind of just another power of friendship. You will never stop us. Hashtag One Punch Man. It was really stupid. It was really, really stupid. But they're the only qualms I really had with the show. If you can just watch it, I think anyone will enjoy it. It has something for everyone. Like I say, it has good fight scenes. It has good action. It's got a lot of emotional scenes. I love the music from Fairy Tail as well. I really enjoyed the music from Fairy Tail. I like all of the arcs. I never had a problem with the arcs. It has a couple of filler ones, but even the filler ones are kind of alright. But if filler aren't your thing, you can just skip them. Like I skipped them when I rewatched it because I don't really care about filler. If it has nothing to do with the story, I don't really say why I should watch it unless I actually really, really enjoy the filler. But yeah, I enjoy all of the arcs. I think the last arc's probably the best, but one of the first arcs, the Tower of Heaven, is really good as well. Yeah, but the last arc has by far the most fights, but also has by far the most bullshit happening in it. So if you can get past the bullshit, if you can get past the power of friendship, you can get past the gratuitous almost nudity, and you can kind of get past, I mean, you don't have to get past it to the very end, but if you can just kind of look past the final fight, because I said it is, I think personally it's a bit bullshit, but that's just me, then I think you will enjoy Fairy Tail. So like I say, I would give Fairy Tail a solid 8 out of 10. If you did want to watch it, I would recommend it. I think it's really fun. If you didn't want to watch it, then that's completely up to you. I'll probably make another one of these videos about another anime. I'm not really sure what yet. There is a lot of anime. Maybe Dragon Ball. Maybe Demon Slayer. Ooh. I haven't finished Demon Slayer yet. I'm on the second last episode of the second season because I don't read the manga for it. I could do up to the second season of Demon Slayer. Pretty interesting. But yeah, I'll let you guys finish with that. That's basically my rant about Fairy Tail. I do think it's worth the watch. I give it an 8 out of 10. Has a couple of little problems, but if you can just get past the little problems, I think you will enjoy Fairy Tail. It's as simple as that. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you disagreed with me and you think the ending was great, please by all means comment it. If you completely agreed with me, then again, please comment it. By all means, I'm good with the commenting on my videos. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I shall see you next time.